Eddie, I was surprised by the decision, but just
a joke.
Say that again.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
They knew. They told him in the 10th round, you have to knock him out to win this fight.
Who told him, the corner?
Yeah, it's on TV.
Yeah.
They're all standing in the corner. The fight's over. We're in the Bivol's corner. I'm looking around. They are like this. How could you score that fight 8-4 to Artur Beterbiev? Unbelievable. Terrible decision. Terrible decision.
What can be done? What are you guys gonna do to?
Listen, hopefully His Excellency will do the decent thing and give both Bivol a rematch. It was a masterclass performance in what was an amazing fight. And I don't want to disrespect Artur Beterbiev because he's an incredible champion, but he did not win that fight. Dimitri Bivol won that fight. Yeah, look, we've seen it before, haven't we? But you just hope that it doesn't happen in a fight of this magnitude. I turned to Frank, His Excellency, everybody on the row behind, got to the TV row, and everybody said, Bivol 2, Bivol 3, Bivol 1. I couldn't even find a draw.
Was one of them 116, 112 to Beterbiev?
116, 112 is, how can you give Dimitri Bivol 4 rounds in that fight? He controlled the fight. Listen, he got buzzed in the fight, he buzzed Artur Beterbiev. And no disrespect to Artur Beterbiev, who is an amazing fighter, and it was an incredible fight to watch. I just feel gutted for the kid, because that's a lifetime of work where he should be walking out of that ring as undisputed world champion.
Do we get this rematch on? Does he deserve it, Bivol?
His Excellency said, wrong decision, I'll do a rematch. So, fingers crossed, he'll keep to his word and we'll see it in the early new year.
Well done on beating Frank tonight.
Well, I don't think we're ever going to find out, are we? Because he doesn't fancy the fight. You know that, and I know that, and you can see why. I thought he'd done what he had to do with an opponent. He had him trouble in the first round. The Polish guy, gutsy, but was never going to win the fight. But I thought Eubanks looked very average.
We forget. I talked about it earlier. Beterbiev, the other guy looks more polished than he is, and more dimensional, and he is. But never sleep on Beterbiev technically being sound, because he is. He's covered up, he's buttoned up, comes in the right way, behind the jab, a strong jab, a hard jab. I was surprised Beterbiev didn't go to body more early. But you know what? As soon as I got surprised, what did he do? He went to the body late, and it made a difference. It took some of the air out of the tire of Bivol and made him stand in front a little too much. But a lot of heart by Bivol, both guys. Bivol went to the body more up until the end than Beterbiev was, believe it or not. But a tremendous fight, a fight that was fitting of a unification fight of two great fighters.
Put a pin hands to score that fight. Like Beterbiev put in the fight. I said on people online saying Bivol won it. People I know who were watching the fight on TV said Bivol won it. Beterbiev winning the fight. I think Bivol started off fast and wasn't early runs. Started slowing down then. Beterbiev started really good. I think a rematch is granted. Yeah, definitely. I don't think it goes any other way. I think Beterbiev just puts applies pressure and cuts his point down.
I don't want to disrespect Artur Beterbiev. They're two of the greatest fighters of our generation. You saw the body language. They were in the corner. They knew they'd lost the fight. 116, 112 to Artur Beterbiev. You gave Dimitri Bivol 4 rounds. They gave Bivol. This is a joke.
That was fun.
It's a 7-5, 8-4 fight to Dimitri Bivol. He was cruising the fight. He gave up some rounds at the end of the fight. They knew the body language. They're telling him in the corner, you have to knock him out at the end of the fight. You have to knock him out to win the fight.
We sat when we were sitting.
He's.
It might be trying to get a rematch.
Of course. He was robbed of the Undisputed Championship tonight. Because when you get deserves like that, 116, 112.
It deserves a rematch.
I cannot believe you give Dimitri Bivol.
And I've got to be honest, if I was in his position, I'd be upset. I mean, I did before you got it. I felt he did say I'd deal with one by a couple of rounds.
Personally, I thought Dimitri nicked that. I thought Bivol nicked that.
I've got to be honest, I thought it was a close fight, but I thought Bivol nicked it. I did myself.
I mean, it was a close fight.
It was a close fight, but I did think Bivol won it.
Okay. How did you have it, Frank? Did you score it?
I had a couple of rounds. I had him up by a couple of rounds. Sorry, I had him up by a couple of rounds.
Okay. A fascinating fight, though.
It's a great fight. I mean, really good, keenly fought contest, and both of them really give everything they had.
How tough was this fight?
I don't know. I'm a neutral in it, to be honest. I mean, I've not got any interest. I did think Bivol just won it.
What was His Excellency saying? Does he want a rematch? What does he want?
I don't know. I haven't spoken to him. I'm sure he will do. That's for sure.
Was you confident going into the last round?
Listen, that was a kind of mix. We know that was a very, very close fight. But I told Arthur, like, we need knockout, we need to go. Because when he put pressure on him, he was alone. And that's exactly what I want to create, like some emotion, like stay with him. And I think we win the 2 last round and win the fight.
How did you score it yourself?
Very close. At the end, I was not sure, like maybe draw, maybe I win, maybe. That was a very close fight, but we win the second part of the fight, of course.
Listen, I'm not gonna jump. But what a fight that was, honestly. As a boxing fan, to see 2 great fighters, I mean, wow. I mean, look, I've not seen a fight like that for a very, very long time. Both guys were punch perfect, to cut the ring well. But one thing about Bivol, I've seen him fight before, and I had him winning this fight before watching it. But it's the first time I've seen Arthur fight, and what a beast he is. I mean, the guy was punch perfect, solid, took some big shots, but came back stronger and came back with some bigger shots back. I mean, punch perfect style.
No, you could. It's fun. I've got a mic here. I had him up personally, just Bivol. How did you have it?
Up to round 10, I had it even. It was the last 2 rounds that won the fight for Arthur. It was them championship rounds which won him the fight, and he pulled through. He put the pressure on Bivol, kept him on the back foot, and it was hurting him. I mean, he did catch him with some very hard, big shots. So I think the last 2 rounds won him the fight.
Guys, I don't have any excuses. I don't have belts. I didn't win the fight. It means I just won a rematch, and that's it. I wanna get another chance if it's possible. I could be better, I know.
Yeah, he did good job. Like, you know, I don't know how he measure his work. I mean, good or not, but I am not bad boxer. I did not bad work, but I think Mark, my coach, my team will prove my. I did what we prepared. I did some part of this work, not all the work. I don't know why. You know, if be honest, I always more critic of myself, and even all my last 20 fights, because of luck, I win them by KO. I'm always complain about my skills, performance, you know. That's why I don't like what I did. I mean, I want to do more, better, always.
I want to say thank you everybody who was supporting me, who believed in my skills, and I want to say sorry that I didn't do perfect and I didn't get my belts, but I hope I will have a chance. How Eddie is saying, how His Excellency told that he wants to make it, and I hope we will. I will do better. I hope I will try to be better.
Fabio Wardley, sensational.
I mean, look, that was just completely unbelievable. 2 shots. First one sent him up the hill, hurt him. That last one, I mean, that's absolutely not consensual. He was out on his feet, absolutely out on his feet.
Все замерли, охренеть.
Все замерли. Мы все замерли.
Артур молится. Блядь, честно? Так тебе и надо, дебил. Вы испугались? Знаете, что обидно? Артур! Да! Потому что карма настигла Бивола. Иди к своей Мармаре. Вот мое истинное лицо. Нет, честно, иди к Мармарихе. Я была права.
The intense and highly anticipated showdown for the undisputed crowns between Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev has finally concluded, and the pros' reactions have been nothing short of shocking. Eddie Hearn praised Artur Beterbiev, noting Dmitry Bivol has never faced such a powerful and skilled opponent. He called Bivol the underdog, emphasizing Beterbiev's near unbeatable strength and relentless style, making this a tough challenge for Bivol.
Like, you're fighting a guy that's not human. You know, he's not breathing. Every shot hurts. Even in the clinches, you see how strong he is. I'm not sure I've seen anything like it before, really. It's like it's not right. It's just like it's an unfair advantage.
Hearn continued his praise for Beterbiev, noting that despite his age, Beterbiev is still delivering his best performances. He reiterated that Bivol is the underdog, describing Beterbiev as almost inhuman in toughness. Hearn said, "I know he's getting older, but he's not slowing down. He's at his best now, and it's hard to outbox him over 12 rounds. He wears you down with pressure, landing shots around the head and ears that really hurt." David Benavidez suggested that Dimitri Bivol had the power to trouble Artur Beterbiev, who had shown vulnerability in the past. He hinted that Bivol's punch could have been a bigger threat than anything Beterbiev had faced before.
You know, they're both extremely talented fighters, very well. They're two different type of fighters though. Bivol is a boxer, he moves around a lot, but he's solid. Beterbiev he's a train, just comes at you, takes shots. It takes shots to give shots. So what I'm looking at for this fight is Bivol has the power to hurt Beterbiev because Beterbiev has been hurt by Bozen or Alexander.
David Benavidez analyzed Bivol's style, describing him as a master of movement, smooth, slick, and able to glide around opponents. He pointed out Bivol's strong punch and killer instinct, which could seriously trouble Beterbiev. Benavidez emphasized that Bivol's power is genuine and dangerous if he lands clean. Benavidez added, "We've seen Beterbiev hurt before. Bivol's power might be something special, maybe even more than what Beterbiev has faced in the past." Pro boxer Oleksandr Gvozdyk, who was decisively defeated by Artur Beterbiev in their last bout, supported Dimitri Bivol for their recent fight. Gvozdyk, along with Joe Smith Jr., backed Bivol due to concerns about Beterbiev's recurring injury issues. Speculation had grown that it might be Beterbiev's final fight, with Gvozdyk pointing to signs of decline. "Beterbiev is starting to fall apart and getting injured pretty often," Gvozdyk said. "He's almost 40, and after so many injuries and tough fights, you never know which version of Beterbiev you'll get, especially after his latest serious injury." Pro boxer Israel Madrimov described the Beterbiev versus Dimitri Bivol fight as a true toss-up, but leaned towards Bivol having the upper hand. Supporting his teammate, Madrimov praised Bivol not only as a champion, but also as a mentor, emphasizing the valuable skills and insights he gained from training alongside him.
It's a very interesting fight, especially for us. For me, he's part of our team, he's a friend, and I think it's a 50-50 fight, but of course I believe that Bivol has the edge, and I will be rooting for him because, he's great. He's a champion. He's a great person, a true champion, and I believe he's got the skills to persevere. I learned a lot from him as well. I've taken some things from him, from training together, and he's given me some things that I'm very appreciative of him.
Blair Cobbs believed that Artur Beterbiev's raw strength would be the decisive factor when he faced Dimitri Bivol. With Beterbiev entering the bout unbeaten and with a flawless knockout streak, Cobbs remained confident in his victory, despite it being one of Beterbiev's toughest challenges yet. Cobbs said, "Artur Beterbiev has unbelievable strength and power. I don't know how Bivol is going to handle that. I don't see Bivol surviving that kind of power, but it will be interesting. Bivol could outmaneuver Beterbiev and start piling on points." Former pro boxer Paulie Malignaggi discussed how Artur Beterbiev's age could impact his performance, noting that while power lasts with age, its consistent use may decline. He stressed that solid fundamentals are crucial for a fighter's longevity.
Teddy made some really good points there, because you talk about, and the thing I want to focus on is that Bivol has the determination, the will to win. With Beterbiev, we've seen him break guys' will to win. And that's the question mark here. Bivol, we kind of see him as a mentally very strong fighter. Well, okay, his will to win is not going to get broken. Who came close was another Eastern fighter, Gvozdyk. Gvozdyk had done very well, but eventually, it took a little while, but eventually, Beterbiev sort of outgunned him.
Combat sports analyst Joe Rogan praised Artur Beterbiev's dominance in light heavyweight boxing, highlighting his perfect 18-0 knockout record. Despite being 37, Beterbiev's power and precision allowed him to defeat Joe Smith Jr. in just 2 rounds, solidifying his reputation as one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport.
Beterbiev is like 38. I think he's 38 or 37 or 38, something like that. But Google Artur Beterbiev. He's a fucking animal. Most guys by that age that are professional boxers, he's 37. Most guys by that age are starting to slide a little bit physically. Skill-wise, they can maintain. Dude, he's a fucking animal. But Google the video of him knocking out Joe Smith Jr. because you could find it online. He's a fucking animal. And Joe Smith Jr. is a dangerous guy. He's this big power punching guy. And this Artur Beterbiev just fucked him up, man.
Rogan was amazed by Beterbiev's fast, precise punches, noting how each one seemed dangerous. He mentioned that fighters from Beterbiev's region, like Chechnya, are built differently, with incredible power and toughness, making them nearly unbeatable in the ring. It's the combination of raw strength and technical skill that makes Beterbiev stand out. Beterbiev's hand speed, the technique of his punches, everything, and his strength, man. Fighters from that part of the world are some stout people. It's weird, Rogan said. Boxing trainer Greg Hackett warned that Dmitry Bivol faces a formidable challenge in his bout against Artur Beterbiev. While Hackett predicts that Beterbiev will ultimately prevail, he stressed that the victory won't come easily. He believes Bivol will be pushed to his absolute limits in a relentless and grueling contest.
I think Beterbiev will win, right? But I think Bivol will put him through hell before he can win. It's going to take a lot out of Beterbiev. It's going to take a lot out of Bivol. Bivol going to look like a hell of a boxer in the beginning. He might go up 6 rounds, but Beterbiev will catch up to him. The pressure is getting to be too much.
Teddy Atlas reflected on historic light heavyweight matchups, emphasizing the significance of the fight. He described it as a classic battle of will versus skill, with Beterbiev representing relentless will and power, while Bivol showcases precise skill and strategy. Atlas acknowledged Beterbiev's underrated technical abilities, but noted that many will see the fight as a contest between Beterbiev's determination and Bivol's calculated surgical approach.
What do you think about it? I guess you can think about Dwight Kwawi and Michael Spinks, and that would be more closer to the modern era than I could go back to late eras. But yeah, this is special. I mean, the two champs said it right. This is look. Back in the day when the promoters used to come up with the titles for the promotion, for the poster, the tag that they would put on it. For this one, it's been used before, but it fits perfectly. And when I say it, I know it's going to go contrary to what Chris just touched on, and Chris is right. His skills are underrated, but this would be will versus skill. That's how most people would see this.
Former professional boxer Chris Algieri highlighted that while Beterbiev is known for his power, his boxing skills, such as excellent positioning, use of the jab, and balance, are often underrated. At the same time, Bivol possesses enough power to command respect in the ring and showed aggression in his last fight.
And I know it's a little bit of a stereotype here, but is that the overview? Do you look a little deeper than that? Is it the boxer in Bivol versus the puncher in Beterbiev? How do you see it?
Yeah, I think from a bird's eye view, it is that. It's the boxer versus puncher, the boxer obviously being Bivol, the boxer being Bivol, the puncher being Beterbiev. But if you look closer, especially if you have a trained eye, you realize that both these guys do both things well. Bivol has enough power that he gets respect. He's got a really sharp right hand. He can still hurt you. He showed that in his last fight. We actually came forward all night long. That was an impressive win against a very tough guy. Then you got Beterbiev, who has super underrated boxing skills, man. He is a great position. He's a position artist. He uses that jab, gets himself in position, has that great balance, able to deliver his power. A lot of interesting aspects that make this fight really, really interesting.
Jile Zhang confidently predicted that Artur Beterbiev would knock out Dmitry Bivol. In an interview with Boxing Scene, Zhang expressed his belief that Beterbiev's power would be too much for Bivol, leading to a KO. They're both great fighters, but Beterbiev will hurt him and probably end this fight with a knockout. I think Beterbiev's power will overwhelm Bivol's in-and-out footwork and skill set. Beterbiev is just way too strong. Mark Ramsey believes that Dmitry Bivol may have intentionally delayed the fight, hoping that age would catch up with Beterbiev. However, Ramsey pointed out that instead of showing signs of aging, Beterbiev has only improved over time. It's going to be a very important fight. There is nothing personal for Artur. He just wants to beat the guy in front of him and win. That's his main focus. He's very competitive. He is always training and in the gym. They are hoping that one day Artur will get old, but he's just getting better and better. Steve Geffrard analyzed the fight between Beterbiev and Bivol, describing it as a highly competitive 50-50 matchup. He leaned slightly toward Beterbiev, predicting a stoppage win. Geffrard suggested that Bivol might be ahead on the scorecards in the early rounds due to his skill and ring IQ, but he believes Beterbiev's power and relentless pressure could eventually overwhelm Bivol, leading to a late stoppage.
It's different because I've sparred tons of people. I've had over 150 amateur fights. I've fought people all over the world. I'm 21-3 as a pro, so I've been in the ring with a lot of people. But his power is just absolutely different, And like I said, unless I expect both fighters to bring their A game, unless he's, you know, physically impaired, then okay, I think he could possibly lose.
Former world champion Sean Porter shared his thoughts on the fight between Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev, expressing strong confidence in Bivol's chances of winning. Porter predicted that, unlike some of their past matches, this fight would likely go beyond the early rounds. Artur Beterbiev is going to take a lot of punches like he always does, and I don't think he can catch up to Dmitry Bivol, Porter stated. Nope, he can't drag Bivol into a fight. Too damn disciplined, too much lateral movement, too intuitive, good boxer. Barry Jones discussed Beterbiev's strengths, particularly his footwork and ability to close the distance in the ring. He acknowledged the high anticipation for this fight among boxing fans, with widespread interest. Jones described it as a boxing fans fight, emphasizing its significance in the sport.
He's knocked everyone out. He's knocking out good boxers, he's knocking out good big punchers, he's knocking them out in the first round, he's knocking them out in the last round. He's 40 years of age, I think. Might be older, who knows, but and he has the injuries that are appearing now. It might be wear and tear, but he has good footwork. Not the footwork of Bivol, but it's just as good. It's different, but it's just as good. You can't get out of trouble as quick as Bivol can, but he closes the distance. He eats up your space. You can ask 100 boxing, you can ask 1 million boxing fans, which is the fight you'd want to see the most. And 99.9% of them would pick that fight, as you would, as we all want. It might not be the marquee fight, but it's the boxing fans fight.
Yeah. Only 2 weeks away as well. Barry lost one.
Shakur Stevenson shared his prediction for the highly anticipated light heavyweight bout. The WBC lightweight champion responded to a fan eager for one of the best fights of the year between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. Stevenson said, "I'm planning to go big on Beterbiev. Even though Bivol is top tier too, I think Beterbiev wins this fight. Either way, it's going to be one of the best fights we've seen in years." Former pro boxer Nate Campbell highlighted Artur Beterbiev's serious punching power, questioning whether Dmitry Bivol could handle it if they face off. While acknowledging Bivol's solid boxing skills, Campbell noted that fighters who possess both technical skill and power are usually the most dangerous. With this in mind, he suggested that Beterbiev might have the edge in this potential matchup.
We once heard him hitting one of my friends was trying to get him on a podcast, and he was hitting the bag in the gym. And my boy said, "God damn, who keeps slamming the door in your gym?" He said, "That is no bag, that is no door, that is Artur hitting the bag." Beterbiev. Until you prove me different, Beterbiev.
How can you neutralize a puncher? I've seen you do it.
Can you punch? You neutralize a puncher by being a bigger puncher. Tell me what guy was a bigger puncher. You find a bigger puncher? See, Bivol can box. I know he can box, but can he punch?
Pro boxer Terrence Crawford predicted in favor of Bivol, stating that skills triumph over power. Crawford said, "I think the best man will win, the one who executes their game plan best. If I had to pick, I'd choose Bivol because of his boxing skills, movement, and ability to maintain the distance he needs. I think that's what will carry him to victory. Beterbiev is strong and will come to fight, but I believe Bivol's jab will stop that forward pressure." Undisputed heavyweight champ Oleksandr Usyk made waves with his bold prediction for the light heavyweight division. Usyk expressed his belief that Dmitry Bivol was the man to watch. The Ukrainian powerhouse known as the Cat didn't hold back. He said, "I'm calling it for Bivol. The guy had serious footwork, slick movement. I saw his fight with Canelo Alvarez, top-notch boxing, sharp defense, killer counters, and smooth combos. It looked like Usyk had his eyes on Bivol as the next big name in the light heavyweight game." Pro boxer Lyndon Arthur offered a unique perspective, having faced Bivol last year and sparred with Beterbiev. Arthur shared his insights. "I used to think Bivol, no. I still think Bivol's the best. Bivol's elite. But now I feel Bivol doesn't hit as hard as he needs to in order to keep Beterbiev off. I've sparred Beterbiev, I know how hard he hits in 16-ounce gloves. I wouldn't have liked to take those shots in 10-ounce gloves, especially not for 12 rounds." Joe Smith Jr. has been through the ringer, taking some tough losses against Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev. He had a few high points in his fight with Bivol, even managing to score a knockdown and keep it interesting. However, his clash with Beterbiev was a completely different story, one of the roughest nights he's had in the ring. Despite those hard-hitting experiences, Joe still believes Bivol is the real deal, considering him tougher than Beterbiev.
You know, in my opinion, I felt Bivol was, the tougher fight for me. He's all-around fighter, but both fighters are very skilled. Beterbiev, he's very accurate with his punches. He hits you where he wants to. But, I would be looking forward to seeing the two of them fight. But
What did you think of this week's fight? Who do you see Bivol or Beterbiev facing next? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Share them in the comments below and be sure to subscribe for more content like this.